All right. Coach DJ Best, EC Glass 21-0, but now 0-0. As your shirt says, win the day is kind of the mantra for the rest of the postseason. But I want to work on kind of going back to the regular season with you along the way. Go back to the very first game. We've talked about it a couple times, the Fleming game. The overtime win over them, seeing your team get one out of the mud there and come back and win that game. Was that a moment? I asked the guys, was that a moment where you feel like, okay, we have something special here, or was that a moment where it was like, hey, this is a 1-0, we won the day, and let's move on kind of game?
So I think with that one, it's kind of a little bit indifferent. You got two teams fighting to try to figure out where are they on the totem pole. You fast forward to the end of the season, they're doing really well. We're doing really well. So you actually got a really good matchup right out the gate. No one really kind of knew. But it's kind of one of those, it became the same mantra though on the other side is the man in the mirror. I don't know if it was as much as what they were doing versus as much as how we weren't executing. Still early game. You got first time jitters for 4 out of the 5 starters. And so you kind of get a little restless. Again, something about Fleming and EC Glass shooting free throws where it just doesn't want to go in. So you had a lot of small tidbits that just didn't work out well. But I think it did pave way for the season being strong just because it showed resilience. It showed the guys being able to fight back and claw back when things weren't going their way, being able to adapt to adversity, and then being able to take a blow from a very competitive team.
Yeah, and then kind of going from that game, like you talked about the resiliency. Probably the best example of that is the LCA game for you guys. Like having the 17-point lead for them in the fourth quarter and storming back from that. That probably puts you at 10-0 or 9-0, somewhere around in there. That was like kind of early.
That was right before. So maybe it might have been 6-0 to be honest.
Yeah, early
it was literally like right before break and stuff.
That moment, like seeing them do that, was that another one where it was like we have the resiliency that we have in this team. Like that's something that's another level because you don't want to get down by that much. It's
so the honest answer from that is it actually kind of had me upset a little bit more than excited to see the fight back. Yeah, we won, but we didn't execute any of the game plan until the last 8 minutes of the game. And I think that's what had me so frustrated is, we dug ourselves this hole. At times you do wish you kind of lose it so that the guys understand that they're not always going to be the better team on the floor, that they just can't flip the switch and go win a game, that they have to do the game plan the way it's supposed to be played so that way they can get the results that they want to get. Then on the other side, you like them to be able to say, hey, let's go get it. We still got a chance because you're not always going to be winning in every single game. We're in the playoffs now. Every team deserves to be here. You're going to be fighting for your life. They're fighting for another day. You're going to get the best on best every single night.
Yeah, and then kind of going to the second half of the season, after you guys had kind of run it up to about 12-0, 13-0, you get into the back half of Seminole play and the snow kind of really throws you guys for a loop. Being able to overcome that, we're not practicing for 8-9 days in a row probably for you guys. Being able to overcome that speaks to the resiliency as well, and then just be able to kind of go out on a night-to-night basis in the Seminole and take everybody's best punch and be able to overcome that. What does that speak to about the team?
So I think that it's kind of, for me, that's where I learned about where we were. From a character standpoint, you had these guys that were sitting around, some of them going to the gym, some of them not doing anything for 2 weeks. It kind of stopped our momentum. And then you come back, you get to practice for a day, and then you play 4 games in 5 days. Then you turn around, you got 1 day. You don't really want to practice because you just got done beating each other up and all of that in the games. So you get another rest day. Then you go play 4 more games in 5 days. So I think it's a testament to, challenges within the scheduling and within a time frame to play are always kind of cool things to look at. If you go back and look at a couple of my schedules that I've done in the past, we've always put a schedule together where we might have to play like a Friday, Saturday, turn around and play a quick Monday. And it's just to see what the guys are really made of. Sometimes you can't always get to some tough competition, but it's good to say, hey, we're going to play this back to back to back and see how you guys are withstanding some of these mental blows, because as much as the game is physical, it's very much mental as well.
Now that you're in the playoffs, you're here, like I said, 21-0, but now you're 0-0. If you guys, do you talk about with the team, we're at the point where we're going to do something extremely special where it's 20 whatever 0 undefeated or it's the end of the road? Do you talk about that, or is it more let's just go 1-0, 1-0?
No, I think we're getting ready to have our first conversation right now.
That's awesome.
But I think that the goal is honestly just continue to keep everything the same. Just go 1-0, win the day, survive in advance, because a lot of things are a whole lot different now. because everybody's undefeated. Right now everybody's got the same one. And so as long as you can win the day and you get to practice the next day, you kind of get to continue to build on that single momentum. But you got to reset that momentum every single day. The good thing for us is nothing like being home at the zoo, so don't have to travel, get our fan base, those types of things.
And that was going to play in my last question. You have a lot of guys who are like, it's their first time in the playoffs. You mentioned 4 out of 5 new starters. Demarius played some last year. Gavin played some last year. But Malachi, I think is his first time. Brock, it's going to be his first time. And a lot of other guys. What is your excitement level to see them be able to have the opportunity to do it at home versus, having to go to, say, anywhere else in the region?
So I think it'll be interesting to see. The summertime is one thing, kind of putting kids in some hostile environments. Over the winter, the Christmas break, going to Spotswood, a little bit of a hostile environment. But I think that the biggest thing is going to be Gavin's leadership and him being here before. To be able to kind of spread that around. But you look back, Gavin didn't start neither. He was a fantastic role player and did his job. But I do think that at the time of this, I believe that we don't have a single starter from last year.
Okay.
So, we're on the other side.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, all right. Sorry, Bryson.
No, you're fine.
The shirts are still downstairs. I didn't bring them up yet.
Are they in the office?
Yep, in the bag. You can't.
Did she make them?
Her cousin did.
Oh, okay.
Just see, I need you.
And so I think the biggest thing is going to be leadership. It's going to be taking a deep breath. It's going to be, and that's our job as coaches, is to get these guys to utilize it as just another day. Don't get wrapped up in the hoopla of it being a playoff game and stuff like that, because now it'll mess with their psychic. And if they can do that and just show up and play basketball, we'll be fine. Being at home does have an advantage for that versus going into a rowdy place and having to get brand new people. I mean, I got a starting backcourt that's 10th graders, man. They're still wet around the ears.
Awesome. Anything else you want to add?
Go Toppers.
Awesome, man.